I have a question for the Democrats, the one that's on social media saying aha to the mega people because of the H1B visa. Now, I thought you guys were for immigration. I thought you guys were for open borders. So if that's what Vivek and Elon Musk is talking about doing, why are you guys aha in the MAGA? You guys should be celebrating, right? And if that's the case, why are the Democrats still trying to stop Trump? So I don't know why you guys are saying aha. Because what Vivek said, although I really don't care too much for Vivek, I think that he is a Trojan horse. I've always said that. I don't trust Vivek at all. Um, I think that big business is thinking about what's good for big business. And they also thinking about getting quality people. I've always said, like when I was overseas, I used to always hear foreigners refer to Americans as dumb Americans. Now you are being called dumb to your face because Americans are so caught up in this new world that we're living in. Americans feel so entitled. You get these jobs, and then because you don't like what somebody said to you or how somebody said something to you, you quit your job. So Americans are more of a liability to a lot of big businesses. So now it's to the point where you find big tech companies are going overseas and telling migrants that we need immigrants to come and work for us because there's no Americans or not that many Americans that's qualified for these high-tech jobs. And what he's saying is the truth. They're not lying. They're telling the truth. American schools are pushing these kids out unprepared. Think about your children that graduated from high school and even went to college. And what are they going to college for? Beauty school? Barber school? You know, they're going to school for everything but technology. And that's the way of the future. That's the waves of the future is healthcare and technology. Healthcare, technology, and engineers. And Americans are not pushing out that many engineers or high-tech students. They're just not doing it. So now you have migrants coming over here, taking American jobs, and you guys are in an uproar about it. You're complaining about it. Well, I think what Americans need to start doing is you need to start preparing your kids right now. Start changing the way you think. Start changing the way you view the world. Stop being so sensitive. Instead of focusing on things that don't matter, don't mean nothing, like turning your children into transgenders, and you out there protesting for every little thing that someone says, that your children are being lost. Americans are being lost, are being pushed aside. Americans are being pushed to the back while you have migrants that's coming here taking your jobs because they have an entirely different mentality than the average American does. The only thing Americans, especially the black Americans, are talking is racism, discrimination, color, all of these xenophobic, sexual preferences, and all this nonsense. You're talking nonsense. Black Americans are aborting their own children. Instead of preparing your kids, you're allowing your kids to be rappers, to be thugs, to be criminals. It's sad because whenever we look in the news, there's always a black American that's committing some type of hideous crime. And a lot of times it's not black Americans. They're foreign blacks. And now it's to the point where they don't even want to hire you. They don't even want you to live in their own neighborhoods. They rather leave you in the ghetto, destroy where you live at. I was talking to someone earlier about, like, in the neighborhood, in the hood, where you have a lot of these businesses are now closing or they're boarded up from blacks breaking in. And a lot of times it's the young kids that's breaking in these businesses. What business want to stay in a black neighborhood where they're going to be burglarized, where they're going to be robbed or stuck up? Who would want to stay there? And then you have to travel to white neighborhoods. And then once you get out there, the police is going to like see you and stop you, harass you, and question you, why are you here? Because they don't want you to mess up their neighborhoods like you're destroying your own neighborhoods. I'm going to post a video at the end of this video. Listen to what Elon Musk has to say. So for you Democrats out there that's saying, aha, think of what we had to go through these past 4 years. And this was all brought on by the Democrats. And you have black folks that's saying, aha, MAGA. But yet, where are you in the food chain? At the very bottom, the Democrats did nothing for you, and you're still caping for the Democrats. It's sad, and that's the mindset that you have. So while you guys are over here fighting about, things that don't even matter, you have foreigners now that's coming to this country, and our tax dollars are being given to them to prepare them for the future of America. Why is our tax dollars being used for immigrants and Americans are being lost, are being pushed in the back so that foreigners can come over here and take advantage of your tax dollars? So unless Americans start now preparing their kids now, changing their mindset, how they see the world, Americans are going to be replaced. So it's easy for you to point fingers at Elon Musk and Vivek and Donald Trump, but they're businessmen. They see what you don't see. They get tired of hiring Americans, paying them high top dollars for Americans not to produce. And then you get mad, you quit your job and move on. So companies are tired of that. So now they're saying, you know what? Let's work with the people that want to work. The people that's got a totally different work ethic. See, the work ethic that they have now, or the lack of work ethics that they have now, is not how it was when I was coming up. If you get hired from a job, or if you get hired for a job, you stay in that job. There's people that work jobs for like 40 and 50 years. Of course, if something comes better, you move on. But yet you produce while you're there. But that's not happening now. You have people that expect $20 an hour for doing nothing, for just sitting around on your phones instead of preparing yourself, instead of doing the job that you were hired to do. Right? So I agree with them. I agree with Elon Musk. I actually agree with Vivek. Vivek is not dumb. He's pretty smart. But I don't trust him because I know he's not for Americans. Just like you're talking about Trump is not, Vivek is not for Americans. So listen to this video and listen to what Elon Musk has to say. And what he says is absolutely factual. It's reality. But people don't want to hear that.
You want to be careful of one of those things where you wish for something that sounds good, but if you get it, it's actually a dystopian situation. So, you could sort of run a sort of hypothesis of like, if you wish for world peace, sounds good, but how is it enforced? At what cost? Eternal peace. It might actually be worse to have eternal peace because of what that would entail. It might be the suppression of progress. It might be an ossified society that never changes. What I'm saying is that there is an argument that if you wish for no war, you should be careful what you wish for. Because what's required in order for there to be no war might be worse than a little war.